Hi guys, welcome back to 100% Mag. So today's video starts off on a somber mood. Is of course today marks the 13th anniversary of the late great Sir Bobby Robson. Now of course I want to honour Sir Bobby Robson's memory in this video today. Of course exactly 13 years ago today we lost Sir Bobby Robson after so many battles to cancer. Eventually cancer caught up with him at the age of 76, and we lost a true great and an absolute legend of world football in Sir Bobby Robson. I mean, this guy was absolutely sensational. You know, you can remember some great moments from Bobby Robson. This is a guy, you know, that we can credit to bringing us the likes of Jose Mourinho, the likes of Pep Guardiola, even the likes of Jurgen Klopp. You know, you can credit Bobby Robson for, because of what Bobby Robson gave to football. All of them managers that came after Bobby, you know, really took inspiration from what Bobby did. I mean, he was sensational at Porto, he was fantastic at Barcelona, and then he come to Newcastle United after, you know, the departing Ruud Gullit, and he just came in and turned Newcastle United into an absolute powerhouse. We were absolutely amazing. We were banging in goals, we were in European nights, and I will always remember Sir Bobby Robson for giving us a team that tried out there on the pitch, going and rocking games against the likes of Juventus at St James's Park, winning 1-0 against them, you know, going out to Italy and rocking games there, going all over Europe and really taking it to teams. And, you know, Bobby Robson was the entire inspiration for that. Bobby Robson was the reason behind that. You know, obviously the players as well out there on the pitch. We had some fantastic players like Alan Shearer, Gary Speed, you know, even Rob Lee, Warren Barton that were in the squad as well at the time. When, you know, Bobby came back in, he gave Rob Lee a place back in the team because he didn't have a number for Newcastle United. So, you know, Bobby Robson is an absolute legend. That's what I'm going to say. You know, it says it all. You know, he wore Newcastle United on his sleeve. He wore his heart on his sleeve. He was a local lad from County Durham. You know, so he knew what Newcastle United is. He grew up supporting Newcastle United as well. And to, you know, lose somebody as great as that to such a horrible disease, you know, is really annoying and really frustrating. And I've got some very choice words that I'd love to say, you know, but I really want to keep composed on this one, because Bobby Robson was an absolute legend. And, you know, I just really hope somebody does finally find, you know, the cure to this horrible disease, because it's killed so many great people, you know, and it's killed so many people's families as well. This horrible disease. And, you know, all I want to say is, you know, rest in peace, Sir Bobby. And I hope you're looking down on Newcastle United and you can see what the club has become today. You know, what we are going to be in the next few years as well. You know, hopefully you're enjoying it up there, and hopefully, you know, we can win a Premier League title for you, because that is all Bobby Robson ever wanted as a Newcastle United manager, ever wanted as a Newcastle United fan. You know, he wanted to see Newcastle United win a Premier League title, just like Kevin Keegan, who wanted Newcastle United to win a Premier League title, not for themselves, but for the fans, for the passion that the fans show it as well. But moving on from that, of course, we will talk about the transfer news in this video. But before we do, I do want to say, you know, rest in peace, Sir Bobby, on the 13th anniversary of course, your passing. And you've gone, but you'll never ever be forgotten by us Newcastle United fans. So let's move on to talk about now the transfer news. And of course, we will talk about that news that has been circulating around Newcastle United about Timo Werner. It's again more updates on the Timo Werner news, and it's now saying that Chelsea are prepared to let Werner leave on a loan. It could also include an option to buy in there. And of course, we do have some competition for Timo Werner as well, with Juventus being in for him, RB Leipzig, his old club, being in for him as well. But according to Fabrizio Romano, he's saying nothing's close to completed yet. And according to Fabrizio Romano, also, he's saying that Newcastle have not opened direct talks to sign Timo Werner as of today. But we are getting different reports coming from Mirror Football, who are saying Newcastle in talks with Chelsea over Timo Werner alone and have edge over RB Salzburg. So which ones do we believe here? Do we believe, Fabrizio Romano, who seems to get quite a few, rumours correct? He seems to know his stuff when it comes to these transfer dealings. And of course, or do we believe Mirror Football, who, as we've known, can get these things wrong? I'll leave it entirely up to you. Of course, in my personal opinion, I do believe we're in talks with Timo Werner. But how far along them talks are, I'm not too sure. I'm not an in the know account at the end of the day. I'm just a fan. It's just my personal opinion, but I do believe there is something going on there with the Timo Werner situation and the Timo Werner news that's been circulating around the club as well. I'd absolutely love to see somebody like that come to Newcastle United. He's a really good goal scorer, 89 games, 23 goals and 21 assists is the stats that I picked up off Transfer Market. And of course, that would be absolutely amazing to have a player that can do that coming into the club. Obviously, we've got Callum Wilson, but we do need somebody, that is going to be able to come in there, because we do know Callum Wilson does have the injury problems. There will be probably at some point during this season where, we need to have another player in there, because Callum Wilson's maybe going to pick up a knock here or there. At the end of the day, he is an injury prone player. We do know, that he does pick up quite a few injuries. And hopefully, he can stay fit, but we do need somebody there to either, play instead of Wilson, and Wilson sits on the bench, comes on as an impact sub, or, they play as a backup to Callum Wilson and come on as an impact sub themselves. But if it was Timo Werner, then I'd absolutely love that, because he is a fantastic player. I've talked about him already on the channel, and, I've said that he would fit the Eddie Howe system absolutely perfectly, and I stand by that, that whole evaluation of what Timo Werner can do. I stand by it. I stand by what I said, that, he would fit the style of Eddie Howe's play in a very good way. Moving on from that one, we will talk about another player that's been linked to Newcastle United now. This one, of course, is Maxwell Cornet of Burnley. And of course, the 25-year-old does have a release clause of 17.5 million or 20 million euros if you are from a different country. But of course, Newcastle are ready to trigger it, according to rumours going around. Craig Hope, however, believes otherwise. Craig Hope says Newcastle asked Burnley about winger Maxwell Cornet, but compromise on price wouldn't need to be reached. NUFC prefers structured deal and not 17.5 million release clause in one sum. Talks continue, but one of few weighed options being explored, including James Maddison, somebody again, that we will get on to talking about in this video, as well as, of course, there's been news and an update on that one as well. Newcastle deciding whether to go back in with an improved offer for Maddison. Of course, as we already went in with an offer of 40 million, and of course that was rejected, and Leicester are evaluating Maddison close to 60 million. If that is the fee that Leicester are trying to get for James Maddison, obviously it's an English tax. Obviously there's a Newcastle tax in there as well. These reports are coming from Sky Sports, however, on this evaluation that Leicester's put of close to 60 million for Maddison. If that is the valuation that they want, and that's the price that they want, for to bring Maddison and to sell Maddison to Newcastle United, then, I believe at the end of the day we should be looking at somebody like Lucas Paqueta, who is coming in at 34 million pounds to bring him in Newcastle from Lyon. That is the evaluation that I heard that Lyon were interested in for Lucas Paqueta. If you look at Paqueta as well, there's a lot of benefits to that deal, and the fact that Paqueta is a friend of Bruno's. Obviously, that's a main benefit to the deal, as it helps build up confidence and helps Bruno settle in even more into the side. And let's face it, we really need to get Bruno to settle in even more, because the more he's settled in, the better of a player he is, and he's already absolutely amazing to begin with. So if we could get Lucas Paqueta in there as well to help even more with settling in to Newcastle, then that would be absolutely amazing. But £60 million for James Maddison, it does have its benefits as well. He is a good player, he does have Premier League experience, but he doesn't have as much Champions League experience as what Lucas Paqueta has. And that is, of course, where we are wanting to be. That is the area, the owners are wanting the club to get to. Champions League football, European football, and you need the players like Lucas Paqueta to be able to do that, to be able to take the team to that level. And James Maddison has played Champions League football, but he hasn't played enough of it, not as much as what Lucas Paqueta has. So in my eyes, if Leicester are quoting 60 million to sell James Maddison to Newcastle, then I believe we should be looking more to the option of Lucas Paqueta at 34 million, which is what I believe was quoted from Lyon to bring Lucas Paqueta in Newcastle, because it just ticks all the boxes, that deal, for Lucas Paqueta in my eyes. But let us know your thoughts, of course, down in the comments below. Which one would you choose if you could choose, between Lucas Paqueta or Maddison? Which one would you choose? Me personally, I would go with Lucas Paqueta, but I can see the benefits, of course, to the Maddison deal as well. And I've already talked about this in a previous video up on the channel as well, about the benefits. But, let us know your thoughts down in the comments below on that one. Moving on to some news about Lucas Paqueta, which could cause us a little bit of worry, in the fact that Man City are denying reports from Mail Online saying they've offered Bernardo Silva to Barcelona for 67 million to fund a move for the Brazilian star Lucas Paqueta. Now, if Man City's starting to sniff around for Lucas Paqueta, we need to start moving on that deal. We need to go in there and get Lucas Paqueta. We cannot allow a player of that caliber to go to Manchester City. Now, I don't believe he would go to Man City, but if Man City are the only option there and Newcastle don't go in for him at all, then he's obviously going to go to Manchester City. If it's between staying in France or coming to the Premier League and playing for Man City, he's going to go Man City. If, of course, Newcastle and Man City are in a race together for Lucas Paqueta, then I think, hopefully, and being on Tyneside quite a bit with Bruno, hopefully Bruno playing here as well, could sway this deal towards Newcastle's way, if it was, of course, to come down to us and Man City going head to head to try and secure the signing of Lucas Paqueta. Hopefully, us having Bruno and him already, of course, being on Tyneside quite a few times with Bruno, could hopefully sway the deal in our favour. And of course, hopefully, the project that we are about to, go on as well, could hopefully sway him towards the Newcastle move. But let us know your thoughts down in the comments below. As always, remember to like, share, subscribe to 100% Mags. And of course, we are very, very close now to the watch hours. So if you could watch the videos right the way to the end, that would be absolutely fantastic, as it does help the channel grow. And also, I do have a Ko-Fi account, so if you do want to donate to the Ko-Fi account, or you want to you know, subscribe on a monthly subscription to the channel by the Ko-Fi account, then you can. So till next time, remember, like, share, subscribe to 100% Mags. See you all next time. Bye, lads.